Who do you think is going to come in at Spurs?
That's another job, isn't it? Who wants it? No disrespect, who the fuck wants to go to Tottenham? What about Tottenham is there? It's just weird setup, innit? You know, it's always been the same. You know, look at Toby. I told you on the Big Six, Toby's not changed in the last 5 years. Still got his dressing gown on, still drinking pina coladas, and still goes to the Blue Oyster Bar at weekends. It's not things ain't good for him over there. The expressions won't even go to the game anymore. So he's fucking fell out of love with it. I think it's Pochettino's got to go back there. I think he knows the club. They know him. They had a really good little spell under him. They didn't win anything. They got to the Champions League final by fluke. And they love it about him, didn't it? But at least it's not the Costa del Sol Trophy 1986. So get him back. You know what I mean? I thought I was lying about that trophy, didn't you?
When you told me that, I couldn't believe what I'd reading. I can't believe they actually have other titles and they have like pre-season friendly titles. You know what I mean? Missed Isle of Man wet t-shirt competition titles and shit like that. It's crazy. Butlins Express, whatever it may be. Pontins 1992. It's crazy to read. But yeah,
people in the chat, don't forget where you come from, Steve. All right then. So I won't say anything bad about anyone because we used to play Gillingham in 99. Is that what you want me to do? I'm telling you the truth, yeah? Tottenham is shit. Everything about the club's shit. They've got the best stadium in the world, the biggest hot dogs in the world, the go-kart track in the world. They've got the longest bar in the world. They've got the greenest grass in the world. And they've got the Costa del Sol Trophy since 1982. What else do you want me to say about Tottenham? There's nothing else for me to say about Tottenham than that. And the fourth, fair play.
It's the thing is, it's true. It's true. Like, you're not, this is the thing with football fans and banter. You're not like someone that used to be really poor, who's now wealthy, and you're like digging out poor people. You're talking about a billionaire-owned football club. There's no like punching down in this. Like, it's football, for fuck's sake. Like, it's crazy. I don't think people realize as well, Steve. The only reason anybody gives Spurs crap is because they chat too much. In my opinion, they chat too much. And I gave the example the other day. I don't believe in mindless violence. But if you're a 5'4" bloke and you walk up to a 6'4" bloke, get in his face and keep pushing and prodding him with a stick and trying to fight him, at some point he's going to knock you out. And with the weight and size difference, you're going to be laying on that floor snoring. And that is what happens to Tottenham every single year. They speak up, they give it Billy Big Balls on a football in front, and they always come out second best. They always end up the bridesmaids. So it isn't punching down. It's basically flicking annoying flyaway is what it comes down to. But yeah,
I think the fans, I don't, if Vincent Kompany is even thinking about taking that job, he's deluded. And I don't think Vincent's deluded. I think he's got a brain, so he ain't going to go near it. I believe that Pop wants it, and I believe that Spurs fans want him. I think it's a match made in heaven. They can all get together again. They can put on the DVD of the Ajax away in the Champions League when they got through. They can watch that, you know, Llorente handball against City, and then they can watch themselves get beat in the final and you know, bring back the good old memories and that together and just carry on doing what Spurs do, win now.
They're like a rom-com. You know, like in the rom-coms, they start off as a happy couple and they break up. And then you see like loads of they go through their life apart, and then right near the end, they fall back in love again. That's what Potts returning is going to be like. Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts bullshit. Like, it's just like they were happy, they broke up, they've both gone through a torrid time in the last few years, and they're going to end up back together, sailing off into mediocrity. I love it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, my friend. DVDs out, doing their thing. Oh, mate, it'll be class. I want him to go back because he's such a bottle job. But that's also why I want Brendan Rodgers to go there. Brendan Rodgers is a match made in heaven for Tottenham. Legit.
Yeah.
Because he'll play beautiful football, but he'll never make them good enough to put the pressure upon them to win the trophies. And I know for a fact that 99.9% of Tottenham fans, that's what they really want. You've got, I don't know Tobes too well, but he gives me the impression with what I've watched, he wants to win. Expressions wants to win. We've got all of our Spurs guys that come on our shows regularly. They want to win. Outside of that, they are just happy to be fifth place and play pretty football. And that is Brendan Rodgers. He is a match made in heaven for them. No expectations.
They've been humbled. When Arteta was still doing his thing at Arsenal, and they were low down 8th, 9th in the league and that. Tottenham, because they got Antonio, they were that gassed. They were slagging Arsenal to death. On the Big Six show, they were giving them loads of shit. And Toby was so cocky and so like, yes, Antonio, Antonio, and all that. But the thing is, as soon as it goes Pete Tong, Tony slides back in his dressing gown, and the Tottenham fans get all scared again, and they pretend they never said anything bad about Arteta, because at the time, a lot of the Arsenal fans was getting a bit obsessed with Spurs, going, look, how can they have a manager like Conte and we've got Arteta? But it's flipped 360 on them. And there's no Arsenal fan in the world that's going to even want Antonio Conte anywhere near their club now. But I think it's a Spurs problem. I don't think it's a manager problem. I think Pep Guardiola would struggle getting a tune out of Spurs. I think the whole place stinks. I think the chairman stinks. I think everything about the gaff stinks of shit. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's my opinion on Spurs, and it won't change.
Stinks of shit. Oh my days.
But let me just say to the Tottenham fans that are going to give me shit, you always beat us, so you get your revenge every year. It might stink of shit, but we come to town, you beat us, so it is what it is. I'm used to it.
Oh, mate, but everything you said about them is true. It really, really is. They are poor, and I do believe if Pep went there, he would foul, because at the end of the day, they wouldn't give Pep the control that he needs to win, and that's the problem at Tottenham. They never let a manager see through his job. And that's why, like, if Potts goes back, that's like getting back into an abusive relationship. They're going to do it to you again. They're going to promise you the world, and they're not going to deliver it in the end. But I want to see it happen, because when he goes back, trust me, a lot of Spurs fans saying we don't want him back. We don't want him back. If he goes back, legitimately, if Pochettino goes back to Tottenham, 99.9% of Spurs fans are going to have a Mardi Gras. They're going to have a party. They're going to be absolutely...
Vuvuzelas they get. When they beat City first game of the season, I came out on Tottenham High Road and they had Vuvuzelas on the street. They beat City in the first game of the season. Vuvuzelas, trust me. Every pub had a DJ rocking the tunes. The same black and white pictures of Tottenham holding trophies was on the walls. Expression was banging my phone off the hook, sending me voice notes. Toby was drinking pina coladas till he couldn't drink no more. And then end of the season, same old thing. City win the Premier League, lifting trophies. Can't get hold of anyone on the phone then. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Oh, mate, it's crazy. Viewers, who do you think is going to take over? Poch or Brendan Rodgers seem to be the two most likely. But we will see what ends up happening. Spurs have been cooked, and that weren't even on the agenda today. Oh, Steve, you're going to have people in your DMs now. They're going to be in your DMs now.
No, I've got good mates at Tottenham. I go every year. I get looked after at Tottenham, but, you know, Tottenham always do us, don't they? Until it mattered. We played them in the final. We beat them. They sacked Jose the week before the final, which is the most Tottenham thing you can do. Jose Mourinho in a one-off final to win a cup. You're leaving him in charge, aren't you, for that one-off final? They sacked him. And I'm like, it's just mad. The Tottenham fans know the score, man, but, yeah, nah, it's not for me, that. I don't care who they get, but it's God help whoever takes that job.
I get you, bro. I get you.